A very good morning kids. I welcome you to the new video. Today in this video we will discuss about countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, so let's play a game now. You have to tell whether you can count these items or not. So the name of the game is Count Me If You Can. Okay, so the first image is of oranges. Can you count them? Yes, you can. Second, rice. Can you count them? No. Waves. Can you count them? No. So you can count oranges, you cannot count rice, and you cannot count waves. Next, can you count these things? Okay, so the first image is of pens. Can you count pens? Yes, you can. Now let's see. Can we count the number of hair in the second picture? No, it's not possible to count hair. So, no. Can you count milk? No, you cannot count milk. So from 6 images you can say that only oranges and pens were the things which you could count, but things like rice, then waves, hair and milk, you cannot count such things. So today we will talk about countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are those things which you can count, like 5 pens, 10 pens, 16 pens, 20 pens, 100 pens, 1000 pens, 15 oranges, 15 girls. All these things are your countable nouns, and things which you cannot count are your uncountable nouns. For example, news, information, advice, all these are uncountable nouns. Okay, so first of all we'll start with countable nouns. What are countable nouns? Countable nouns are the things we can count. Anything which you can count, that is a countable noun. For example, pen. We can count pens. We can have 1, 2, 3 or more pens. So anything which you can count is countable noun. Countable nouns have a singular form and a plural form. They refer to things. Most countable nouns become plural by adding s at the end of the word. Yes, pen, pens, girl, girls, orange, oranges, potato, potatoes. So anything which you can count is your countable noun, and these countable nouns do have their singular and plural form. Countable nouns can be singular or plural. Example, my dog is playing. Here only one, we are talking about only one dog. So my dog is playing, singular in number. My dogs are hungry. I'm talking about a lot many dogs. So many dogs. My dogs, number of dogs. So my dogs are hungry. So we can say countable nouns have singular and plural form. Countable nouns. Examples of countable nouns are apple, apples, pineapple, pineapples, cucumber, cucumbers, strawberry, strawberries, grape, grapes. So now you can see in the first example, apple, there is only one apple, and then the second, the plural of it is given 3 apples. So you can count them. Anything which you can count is countable noun. Now, what are uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns are things that cannot be counted, so they only have singular form. Things which you cannot count. Can you count the number of waves? Can you count the hair? No, you cannot count such things. Anything which cannot be counted is an uncountable noun, and they only have their singular form. You can say, I need some rice to eat. I need some tea. But you cannot say, I want 5 rice. Okay, you will always say, I need some rice, or give me 2 tablespoons of coffee or 3 tablespoons of sugar. Then you are counting the table. So of tablespoons means you are counting the number of spoons of sugar you want, but you are not counting the sugar granules. Okay, so anything which you cannot count is your uncountable noun. For example, we cannot count milk. We can count bottles of milk and liters of milk, but we cannot count milk itself. You will not count the droplets of milk or water. You will simply say, I need a glass of water. Then you can count glass of water, but you will not count the number of water in it, because water is something uncountable. We usually treat uncountable nouns as singular. We use a singular verb. For example, this news is very important. Now see, news is singular in number. That is why we have used this and not these. That is why we have used is and not are. So since news is singular in number, it is uncountable. That is why we have used singular verb. This news is very important. Your luggage looks heavy. We never say luggages, we always say luggage. Whatsoever number of bags are there, luggage is always luggage. So luggage is singular in number. That's why we have used looks, s with the verb look. Another important thing about uncountable nouns, though uncountable nouns cannot be counted, there is a way to know its quantity. Just as we discussed before that you can count the number of spoons of sugar you want, but you will not count the number of granules of sugar. Okay, you will not count those things. So we have a certain way of knowing the quantity of an uncountable noun. For example, a mug or cup of coffee. I need a mug of coffee. Mom, I need a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. So you are asking about mug, quantities of that mug. Then a glass or a jug or a bucket of water. You can say I need a glass of water, or I need a jug of water, or I need a bucket of water. So depending upon the quantity, what that container can hold, you have the amount of water in it. A spoon or a jar of salt. So whenever you are talking about uncountables noun, you always say such words. A mug or a cup of coffee. I need little salt. I need some salt. You never say I need one salt. You always say I need some salt or I need little salt. You always talk about uncountables noun using such words. Uncountable noun examples are salad dressing, lettuce, ham, water and milk. Now this is the book work. Circle the countable nouns and underline the uncountable nouns. Umbrella. You can count? Yes. Socks. Yes, you can count. Women, you can count. Brat, you can count. Coffee. No, you cannot count coffee. So it is an uncountable noun. Milk. You cannot count milk. Baker, a person who bakes. Yes, you can count. Toothpick. Yes, you can count. Mouse. Yes. Dentist. Yes. Ox you can count. Teacher you can count. Rice no. Tooth of course we can count. Goose yes. Sand no, we cannot count sand. House yes. Flower no. Bangles yes we can count. Water no. Computer yes. So let's see the answers once again. Umbrella, socks, women, rat, baker, toothpick, mouse, dentist, ox, teacher, tooth, goose, house, bangle and computer. All these are your countable nouns, so you will circle them. Now let's see uncountable nouns. Coffee, milk, rice, sand, flour and water. So you will underline them. Here in this question, you have to fill in the blanks with suitable abstract nouns. I feel a lot of dash when I hear about people being cruel to animals. What are abstract nouns? Yes, nouns which cannot be experienced using the five senses, they can only be felt. So I feel a lot of anger. Next one, Tapan's grandfather was filled with dash when he heard that he had come first in class. Happiness. Bursting crackers make a lot of dash during Diwali. Pollution. Dengue is a serious disease. It is spread by mosquitoes. 8 hours of work a day is necessary for leading a healthy life. Albert Einstein was a man of great wisdom. Indians fought to get freedom from the British. So let's answers are anger, happiness, pollution, disease, work, life, wisdom and freedom. Moving further. So this is the back size of the buzzword. This is a very small topic which we are going to discuss now. Read these sentences. He brought 2 large rasgullas. Okay, so who brought 2 large rasgullas? He. So whenever we are talking about a person who is doing the action, that is the subject of the sentence. Okay, and a thing which is actually receiving that action is your object. What did he bring? He brought 2 large rasgullas. So rasgullas are being bought. So those are the object here. Next, I found 2 white mice. I. Who found 2 white mice? I. So I am the subject here. And what did I find? I found 2 white mice. So 2 white mice are the object. In a sentence, the subject is the person or animal or thing which performs an action. Okay, subject is a person, animal, thing which is performing an action. The object is the person, animal, or thing which receives the action. The subject usually comes before the verb in a sentence. The object usually comes after the verb. So subject usually comes before the verb and object usually comes after the sentence. He bought 2 large rasgullas. Okay, so now in this sentence, bought is the verb, the action word. So according to the rule, subject he, this is your subject. This will usually come before the verb, and 2 large rasgullas, your object, this will come after your verb. So subject plus verb plus object. Now let's do one question on this particular topic also. Here you have to underline the subject and circle the object in the sentences. First one has been done for you. Manik returned the books yesterday. Manik is subject and the books is your object. So you will have underlined Manik and the books is circled. The giraffes are eating leaves. Think of the answer. The giraffes. Yes, the giraffes is the subject and leaves are the object. The child is buying a muffin. Who is buying a muffin? The child is buying a muffin. So the child is the subject. And what is the child buying? A muffin. So a muffin is your object. The bird followed Tammy. The bird. Who is following Tammy? The bird. So the bird is the subject and Tammy is your object. Ethan brought the goats home. So who brought the goats home? Ethan. And the goats is your object. We found the missing card. We, subject, and the missing card is your object. I cannot hear Latha. I cannot hear Latha. So I am the subject. I is the subject and Latha is the object. So the answers are the giraffes, the child, the bird, Than, we and I are your subjects. Leaves, a muffin, Tammy, the goats, the missing card and Latha are your object. With this we are done with the countable and uncountable nouns. You only have to do the back exercise of